So today, welcome everybody to the fourth segment of 11 of the Highline Canal. We are going to start here at the library. The canal is actually behind us. We're going to go catch up with the canal. So for those of you who did segment 3, if you remember, you and the two of you, we ended up down there by that U-turn, the don't U-turn. So technically we haven't walked about 500 yards of the canal. So we can either go where we got off and walk that 500 yards, or start here and not do the 500 yards. So it's a democracy vote. Robin? Okay. All right. So we got, and you don't care. You're like, don't do it. So we have a tie vote. So I'm going to break the tie, and I'm going to say we're going to do it because, you know, we have to be purists. You'll meet us there? Yeah. So we're going to do it. So you know what though? There's no bridge over there. All right. We're gonna compromise and do. We're gonna compromise. Okay? Because otherwise we're gonna walk about a mile out of the way. All right. Yeah, because in order to get the bridge to get to where we left off, we'd have to go around. Okay. All right. Has everybody peed? Everybody has water, a rain jacket, or umbrella, or whatever you want to use. Everybody's happy? Let's go. All right, let's go. All right, Mom. We're gonna go around this way. Oh wait. I gotta get a starting picture. Yeah. All right, everybody, get in your starting picture. Yeah, starting pic. Get together. Get together. You don't have to be in it if you don't want to be. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, on the count of 3, we're gonna jump and say, rain. Rain, okay? That's the anti-rain thing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, rain! Oh, we gotta do it again. 1, 2, 3, rain! All right, that's kind of worked. Okay. I do. Is it blinking?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do a slight detour as part of our compromise. So we ended up right over here. And if we went around the building and caught the bridge, we would come back over here. But in order to go around the building, we got to really go out of the way. So we'll do a little art tour. We should get a picture here in the sundial. Yeah. So that's the Light of the Angel, that structure, the sculpture down there. This is a sundial, and right there is the angle for the sun. It comes down through here, and you can see what time it is. But we don't have good sun, so yeah, it's a sundial. And so the city symbol for Aurora is a sunburst. So that's why you have the sundial. And then here in the civic building, in the windows, yes, they have the sunburst there in the windows. So this is our compromise. We're getting a little art walk. Imagine that. Yeah, so there is a bridge over here, but to get back where we needed to get off of, we have to go all the way back to Chambers. So we'll like wave. Oh, excellent. Awesome. Yay! So I'll tell you guys about this piece of work here. So this is the courthouse and so on. So this piece of the frieze represents the different type of law that's practiced in here, or law that's adjudicated here. So you got family law, you have civil law, and then you have like workers law of some kind. Yeah, and the labor law, thank you. And the lady on the end with her arms up, that represents the first female Supreme Court justice. So, yay for her. So. What? There you go. There you go. And she must have been from Aurora. No? She's never? I don't know.
But this might be
something, yeah.
No, she was on 22nd.
Ah. We might get our rain earlier in the night than I thought. Yeah, it feels great. Okay, so for all of you Michiganders and above, do I have anybody here? Where are you from?
Denver.
Denver,
Colorado,
okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking for someone, a Michigander, or who? Who is? Shira, okay. So, I was just up in Canada, in Ontario, and we were on the Niagara Escarpment, which is that peninsula between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, okay? The entire time there's a breeze blowing. A breeze blowing, so it's a lake breeze. But it was all wrong. It was all wrong. Because my problem was, I grew up on the beach, so I know what a sea breeze is, right? And so the sea breeze has that kind of a salty, yeah. And so there's this like watery breeze, right? Or breeze that had a water element to it, but it didn't have salt to it. And so the entire time I'm up there, I'm like really off center because I can't describe the breeze. It was really interesting.
Well, you know, there's all this science studies that salt in the air.
Mm-hmm.
There, the actual temperature
Mm. Interesting. The ionized air or something. Yeah, it was just, it was like, it was supposed to be familiar. It was like something that felt like it was going to be familiar, but then it wasn't. Yeah. In San Diego. And then I was in Florida. That's half my life in Florida and half my life in California. It was. It wasn't humid like southern humidity, but it was definitely more humid than Denver. Yeah, right. My husband and I were on vacation. We flew into Buffalo, and then we took a bus to Niagara, U.S. Yes, and then we went over to Canada and stayed the night in Canada on the Canadian Falls side, and then we took a bus to St. Catharines, and then we hiked the Bruce Trail for a couple of days. Then we took the bus to Toronto, and then did a couple days in Toronto, and then came back to Buffalo. Right, is it over here or over here? Yeah. So, for those of you who were here last week, or 2 weeks, whatever, right down by the stop sign is where we went that way. And went on the other side of the building so we could go up through the gardens. So this is the part we didn't walk. So we walked it. Because the bridge for here is actually at Chambers. And so we just didn't want to go all the way back around under, yeah. So this is where, right on the other side of the parking garage, where we went around.
Well, I know this is the walk they do sit
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. So since this is the Highline Canal, there's the canal. It hasn't had any water in it for a year. And yeah, or rain or whatever. Yeah. Usually in the summertime, Denver Water runs water through the canal as far as it will go, and this is about where it starts to peter out because it doesn't go all the way up to the 71 miles. But they have a hardware problem at the head gate, at the head gate, and so they're having to fix it this summer. And they thought they were going to have it fixed by June, and now we're hoping to have it fixed by October, so that on our last walk, on the last segment, we can actually get to the head gate. Right now, it's all closed off. No. A lot of the, so on this northern end of the canal, I've walked a lot of it. I mean, I started the Aurora Amble, and I created the route, so I've done this a lot through here. And I handed it over. But as we get further south, I have not walked that. So it will be the first time for many of us, including me. Oh, good.
Years ago, I went to the entire canal.
You did.
But on a bike.
Yeah.
And I drive my car, and I go out and come back.
Yeah.
And then I drive my car to the next day.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yeah.
I can go past the sports park. And I guess there's more past
At Dick's, yeah.
No, the Aurora Sports Park. I guess there's more even into I-70 and Green.
Yeah, so you go north of Colfax, it continues and goes through Starkey Ranch. Actually goes parallel Starkey Ranch, and then goes up through along Tower Road, and then through Green Valley Ranch, and goes all the way up to 64th in Green Valley. 64th and what is that road? It's just east of Pena Boulevard. Well, I'm hoping that the Conservancy does it again in the fall, because the fall would be really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because there's certainly a lot of interest, and people are really enjoying it, and it's achieving some of their goals of getting people out and making people aware that the canal is 71 miles long. So you live where? You're in Aurora,
Mississippi Chamber 7.
Ah.
I'm this is halfway between my house and the other place. Doesn't matter. No, actually, I guess it's further to go. Place to start. Almost driving.
Yeah.
So, but you don't live in Aurora anymore?
I live in Stapleton.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So not too far. No, when we first moved here, we moved here about 3 years ago. My daughter was doing synchronized swimming at Hinkley High School, and practice was Tuesday, Thursday nights, I think, and Saturday morning from 8 to 11. So I'd go to Hinkley High School, and I'd sit there for 3 hours. And I thought, let's do a walk. So that's when the Aurora Amble started, because I could take it at 3 hours and take me an hour and a half of it and go for a walk. And the goal was to get all the other moms of all the other synchronized swimmers who were sitting there knitting and gossiping. You know, they're like dance moms. So you get them off their butts and come out and walk. Well, that never happened. But a lot of other people did come out. So time I walked this, I actually saw a fox up here.
I used to have 2 dogs, I just have 1 now. And I was out walking the Lane Farm toll gate doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the dogs stopped and turned around. It was just froze, and I turned around and looked. There was a mother fox and about 3 kids just following us.
Oh, that's
doing
cool.
this little parade.
That's cool.
But of course, as soon as my dog noticed, they gone.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun. See a lot of coyotes.
Oh, yeah.
Some deer.
We actually, last time we walked, we were coming in from our last segment. Right there at Chambers, we went under Chambers and then did a U-turn to go back onto Chambers so we could go over to the Zero Skate Park. And right there on Chambers in the brush in front of the government center was a deer on the government center side.
Oh, wow.
We're like,
I just wonder how
and
they
we had,
made it across.
yeah, and we had just been all through Delaney Farms, you know, where they should be, and here he was on the other side of the street. I almost feel like we have perfect weather. Yeah.
I know, I'm very happy with that.
I don't want to jinx us, but so far so good.